Are you feeling exhausted and sore after every game you play and have a rough time starting off the next training week on the right note? We all know that as soreness and fatigue increase, performance decreases. So I'm here today to help you optimize your approach in that 48-hour recovery window after the game. So make sure you stick until the end because I have a little bonus for you. So the first thing I would like to go over and emphasize is the usual recovery time required to return back to your baseline levels of performance and readiness. According to the Journal of Strength and Conditioning, the usual recovery window required for a team sport athlete to fully recover and return back to baseline is approximately 48 to 72 hours. So how you spend those 48 to 72 hours after a game can literally make or break your up-and-coming performance and your training results. What I would suggest is that you try to invest rather than waste those hours into actions that are going to help you get back to normal faster and better. Let's now go over the action plan we usually like to adopt to enhance post-game recovery. Although the first step might seem irrelevant to recovery, we just need to point out the importance of good preparation. Think of it like this. You have Joe, a winger that is in great shape, trains well, eats good, sleeps with quality, and is prepared and ready to compete in a 90-minute game when Sunday comes. On the other hand, we have his teammate, Dave, that is in a relatively good shape for his playing level, pretty average though, but is lazy at training, doesn't eat and sleep well, and feels sluggish on match day. The time Joe will need to recover post-game is minimal in comparison to his teammate, Dave, that goes over the motions all week and doesn't prepare properly. So yes, your training, your nutrition, your sleep, your overall lifestyle, and even your warm-ups leading up to a game play a huge role and can drastically shorten the time needed for recovery. The next recovery tool, which I believe is the most effective one of them all, is your sleeping quality. Before you go ahead and skip this part because you say you are quote-unquote sleeping well, let me offer you 6 really quick and easy tips to implement post-game to combat sleep deprivation and the various sleeping disorders a congested game and training schedule may cause. Number 1. Place your sleep wake-up cycle close to your usual match day sleeping schedule or a little bit earlier so you can fall asleep faster. Also, keep in mind other factors such as travel times and time zone differences in case you're traveling with your team and want to prepare well. Number 2. Limit your caffeine intake 8 to 10 hours before sleep or just minimize it if you find it to be an effective nutritional tool for performance. Number 3. If time allows it, consume your last recovery meal 2 to 3 hours before bed to allow time for digestion. Number 4. Give yourself 2 to 3 hours after a game to calm down, relax, and get closer to a hormonal balance. Number 5. Avoid blue light from screens and bright lights at all costs to aid melatonin production. Number 6. Write your thoughts down. Take a walk, breathe, and do something else to get your mind off of the game. Post-game thoughts are normal. Do not suppress them. Of course, these 6 tips might not be the cure for all your sleeping issues, but they will definitely help you fall asleep faster and achieve a greater sleeping quality. So please sweat the details. They can really make a difference in your sleeping quality. Next up, we have nutrition. I want you to approach this area of recovery holistically and don't solely focus on one nutrient. Aim for a caloric intake that is equal to or above your maintenance calories. Calories are energy, and you just depleted your energy resources. If you follow a calorie restrictive diet, you simply won't get that energy lost back. Other than your calories, you shall also pay close attention to your protein and carb intake. A consistent intake of around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight has been proven to be great for faster recovery, as protein is the nutrient responsible for muscle protein synthesis, a function responsible for muscular growth and recovery. As far as carbs are concerned, consider a high intake of simple carbs directly after the game for fast absorption and replenishment. In case you have a really congested schedule of games, follow a carb loading scheme again in order to optimize your glycogen stores for the next game. However, if you don't have a game scheduled in the next 3 to 4 days, I would suggest you to consider a moderate carb intake to slowly build up that glycogen in your muscles again. Lastly, there are also various methods you can follow to rehydrate and replenish all the minerals you have lost. For example, there's a really common hydration strategy where you basically weigh yourself before and after the game and consume 800 to 1000 milliliters of water for every kilogram you lose. Sports drinks, fruits, and vegetables should also be used to recover the number of fluids and minerals your body has available. And of course, avoid alcohol at all costs. According to the studies, post-game alcohol consumption can have detrimental effects on peak power output and cognitive recovery, further expanding the recovery window. So those beers you're drinking after a game, just throw them away. As an athlete, you're always taught to actively rest rather than be passive for the whole day. At least that's what I hope. Although active recovery is super helpful in terms of recovery, passive rest is also needed. Having fun, reading a book, watching a movie are all activities that may not seem directly helpful in terms of your body's recovery, but they should definitely be added to your recovery days to completely shut off your mind. Trust me, this can really make a difference in your recovery. So if you're a guy or girl that simply can't stop working, please stop. You will burn out. Having said that, you shall also follow some basic active recovery strategies. All of them have one or two functions in common. Number one, they increase blood flow, resulting in a faster delivery of oxygen and removal of waste products such as lactate. And number two, they help you mobilize your joints and quote-unquote unlock their movement again. These tasks can literally include anything from light cardiovascular work such as jogging, biking, or swimming to self-myofascial release, a sports massage, percussion therapy, muscle stimulation, hydrotherapy, cryotherapy, legs against the wall, cupping, acupuncture, compression boots, sauna or jacuzzi sessions, or anything else you can think of that promotes an increase in blood flow or an increase in joint range of motion. And now, to top of the list, I wanted to mention a really neglected area of recovery that has to do with the parasympathetic nervous system. The more time your body spends in a parasympathetic state, the higher your ability to recover is going to be. And that is because whenever your body enters that state, your resting heart rate drops down, you breathe better, allowing more oxygen to enter your body, you digest food better, and overall, you enter a deep relaxation stage. All of these trigger a faster recovery, better mental state, and better nutrient delivery. So now you may want to ask me, how do I get into that parasympathetic state? Well, research tells us that you can enter that state through diaphragmatic breathing, a form of breathing where you inhale through your nose all the way down to your stomach and exhale through your mouth, all of this at a slow and calm tempo. This form of breathing can positively affect your cortisol levels, an aspect of recovery we want to address to combat mental stress. There are many breathing exercises you can follow to achieve that parasympathetic state, but I'm gonna set you up with 4 really basic and common ones, which you can see by pausing the video. And now, for all of you that stuck until the end of this video, I want to share with you a little bonus, and that is the recovery checklist, which you can download and print by clicking the first link in the description. Then just scroll down to the end of the page and make sure to download it. But before you do that, I also need you to watch this video. They go hand in hand together and will allow you to gain clarity on the topic of football recovery. Sweat the details, guys. They can make a big difference. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one today.